super customized bobber that we have, I think, in Pune. How you feel on your Bonneville Bobber?
I had pre-ordered my exhaust
Oh yes,
before booking the bike over
right,
here. I need that grunt. Like when I ride the bike, I need to listen to the bike.
right.
The moment you sit on the bike, you have that big smile on your face.
Yeah.
When you have that feeling, and then this is the bike for you.
Hey everyone, welcome to the For the Ride podcast. So this is a show where we talk all things motorcycles. Today we're going to dive into a motorcycle which is a classic retro with modern engineering. That is the Bonneville Bobber. And we have the owner who is Bhushan Angane, and he has been riding this motorcycle for the past 1 year now and over a year. So we're going to talk with him about his experience on his Bobber.
Always good to talk about this beauty.
Okay, so let's start with the first big question. Why the Bonneville Bobber? Because there are plenty of cruisers out there in the market which are similar, but why the Bobber for you?
Honestly, the looks got me first. The stripped out look, the low stance, the floating seat, then the torque. I have ridden the first generation Bobber for a while, so I just got hooked with the torque. And also it looks like it's custom built right out of the showroom. The first time I looked, I want this bike.
Yeah.
That's the reason I opted for the Bobber. And also I like, it's my kind of style.
Yeah, so basically the low slung design, the low end torque that it offers, that is what kind of got you hooked to it.
So like I said, I used the previous generation one. It's the same engine wise, everything is the same. I have ridden it for a couple of thousand kilometers. It was a friend of mine. I rode it for a couple of thousand kilometers. I was like, man, this is the bike for me. I got, addicted to the torque, you can say.
So going forward, let's talk about the performance of this motorcycle. So how do you feel riding this motorcycle in the city and on the open roads or the highways? So do you have that experience that you can share with us?
See, the bike has, the wide handlebars. That is, it gives good control. And also the low center of gravity. It is very good for maneuvering in the traffic and all. All in all, I can say it's a good bike for, city use. But if you get a chance to ride on an open road or some twisties, like it's a bliss to ride this bike.
Right. So then the nimble feeling, even if it's a monstrous machine.
Surprisingly, with the length and the weight of the bike, it is surprisingly nimble.
Right.
You can maneuver it very easily through traffic and, city roads and all.
Correct. And I believe that you have also taken this motorcycle up into the off-road section.
I do take it sometimes whenever I get a chance.
Quite challenging on this motorcycle, but yeah, the motorcycle fares well, so that's a nice thing. So since it's a Bobber and it has the USP of it is the solo seat, you don't have the OEM rear seats, aftermarket seats and stuff. But then how do you feel this motorcycle is on a longer ride?
So like I said previously, the stock seat and suspension, it performs fairly on bumpy roads. But the floating seat is one of the standout features of the bike.
Absolutely.
The monoshock is properly, planted right below the seat. It looks pretty nice, pretty clean. It soaks in the bumps pretty well. It is good for like short weekend rides or short trips around the city. But frankly, it's not a long haul bike. So if you're thinking about, if you are a rider who likes to go for a longer ride or kind of off-roading, or if you want a pillion with you, there's one more bike which is in the same segment of the Bonneville, which is the Speedmaster.
That's true.
For that as well. It's almost the same bike, same engine, same performance.
Right.
But with extra seat and extra comfort.
Absolutely. Yeah. The design language changes a bit from a Bobber to a Speedmaster, but yes, that is also a brilliant motorcycle again. So coming on to the off-roading sections that we have done on this motorcycle, people usually have that notion that it's a low-slung motorcycle, hard tail. So they assume that this motorcycle is going to have a hard ride. So what do you feel about that?
Right off the box, it is a bit on a stiffer side, the suspension setup, but the seat which is given with the bike, very, bumpy or uneven surface, you feel it. I won't deny that. But on all, if you ignore that, if you can, resist that kind of that pain and all, but it is amazing to ride. I personally love it. I don't mind that little bit of pain while riding it.
Right.
It's worth it.
Right. Okay, and further talking about the performance, then you also have the Brembo discs up front, which are dual discs, and the rear is taken care by the Nissan calipers. So what do you feel about the braking on this 225 odd kilo machine?
For the stock brakes with the Brembo ones, I have no complaints. It stops really well. Plus you have the assist and ABS assist and everything like that, traction control and all. So For Indian roads, I would suggest it's more than enough. For cruising in city, you don't have to brake that much because you're not riding that fast. But for the weight and everything, 200, 250 kg plus or 250 kg plus bike, the brakes are pretty good. It stops whenever you want it to stop.
Right. And the rear sections are with the Avon Cobras. So I think that also takes a lot of...
These are the stock tires which I'm still running on the bike.
Right.
These are pretty good, sticky. Whenever you want, if you get into right temperature, it performs amazing. Especially when you're on twisty roads, you feel the bike is under control.
Right. So I've seen that many motorcyclists and motorcycle enthusiasts usually customize their motorcycles according to their taste. So what have you done on your motorcycle to make it a custom motorcycle for yourself?
So if you have seen the bike, so must have seen I've made a couple of changes.
Yeah.
Like one which you can see up front and one which are hidden away.
Right.
So I have changed the exhaust. First thing when I bought the bike, I changed the exhaust. Of course, the stock one sounds incredibly good. But I am that kind of person that I need that grunt. Like when I ride the bike, I need to listen to the bike.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So that was the first thing which I did. The exhaust, and I have changed the air intake as in I've put on the performance air filter on it. And like we spoke earlier about the ride quality of the bike.
Right.
So I've enhanced it. I have added the extra padded seats from Triumph General Accessories and also the adjustable Fox suspension.
Oh yeah.
So that has increased the level of comfort for longer rides.
Right.
Because with the stock ones, it being little bit stiff, after a couple of hours, you start to feel it.
Right.
But with the new setup, I can stretch it a bit longer.
And we have done quite a lot of hauls on this motorcycle.
I've taken this to Goa. We had ridden it together for IBW.
Yes, absolutely. I remember that.
You must have seen how uncomfortable I was that time because I had the stock suspension back then.
Yeah.
But still we rode like more than 450 kilometers in one day.
Yes. So now it's time for another long ride on the new Fox suspension.
Looking
forward.
I still have to test it for a longer ride though.
All the motorcycles usually have that age brackets, so for a bobber, what do you think is the right age bracket where people would really enjoy this motorcycle?
For motorcycle riding, there's no specific age bracket. If you like the bike, if you feel like riding the bike, you ride it.
Yes.
There's no thinking in that. Personally, I would suggest I am that kind of person. I like to ride alone. So that is one of the reasons I opted for a bobber. And plus, I like the styling of the bike. It has that attitude. But if you're a rider who likes to ride longer routes, or if you want to go off-road, if you want to ride with the pillion, then this is in the bike.
Right.
So there are other bikes in the lineup. If you're a cruiser guy, you have other bikes in the cruiser lineup. If you're an off-road guy, you have the Tiger lineup. And if you want more aggressive riding style, then you have those options as well.
Correct. Absolutely. So I usually say that, whichever motorcycle makes you smile is the motorcycle for you.
That's true. The moment you sit on the bike, you have that big smile on your face.
Yeah.
When you have that feeling, and then this is the bike for you.
Yes.
But I would suggest when you look at it, if you like that bike, I'm talking about Bobber particularly, I would suggest just ride it once. You won't regret it though.
Right.
You'll love it.
So we also now have a rapid fire round. Okay, so we will ask them 5 to 6 questions where you'll have to think instantly and just answer. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So the first question is, if you could name your Triumph, what would you call it?
Quite frankly, I've never thought about it. But you're looking at the customizations, I've customized it. I've put a couple of carbon fiber parts on it. And plus it's a chrome edition bike.
Right.
Limited chrome edition bike, which was, I suppose it was launched in 2023, I suppose.
Yeah.
2023. So this being the chrome edition plus with the carbon fiber parts. So I have named it the carbon chrome edition bike.
Okay, fair enough. But I also see a small duck on the handlebar.
So that's just...
So we can also call it Badak.
Yeah, the cruiser Badak.
The cruiser Badak, yes. So the one must-have accessory on your motorcycle, what would it be?
Exhaust.
Oh yeah, because I think that's the first thing that you changed on your motorcycle as well.
Yes.
As soon as you bought the motorcycle off the floor.
Actually, I had pre-ordered my exhaust.
Oh yes.
Before booking the bike over here. Like I said, I had ridden the previous generation. It sounds incredibly well, the stock exhaust. But I am that kind of guy. I want more out of it, the full potential of the exhaust.
Right. Absolutely. So which is the favorite cafe in and around the vicinity that you would ride to when you think of the first cafe that you want to go and visit?
So in and around Pune city, the closest is the Lonavala area. Over there, I like the Makabawa Cafe,
All right.
which we had the recent ride, which we had.
Yes.
Excellent place, excellent food.
Right.
That is one place. Another one is a German bakery over there. So
Right.
these two cafes are my go-to breakfast places if I'm riding solo.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, they're nearby. They're good.
Yeah,
they
they're
serve
good.
good food, good coffees. Yes, why not?
Even if you feel like you can go right straight to like the hill over there
Oh yes.
for the twisties.
Right. Yeah, the Ambi Valley Twisties.
Yes.
Yes, that's true. If you could ride with one celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
I would like to ride with Keanu Reeves though. He's another next level biker.
Yes.
You know, if you see his collections, we're like, damn. Those I've seen the bike which I have never heard the names of.
Right.
So he has those kind of bikes in collection. I would really love to ride. If I get the opportunity to ride with him, I would surely have that one.
True.
And another thing is I would love to see his collection, the bike collection.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, he's a proper motorcycle buff. He's very grounded.
Yeah, very
you can
grounded.
see that whenever he talks
True,
into
true.
the public and stuff. Yeah, fair enough. That's amazing. And one word that describes how you feel on your Bonneville Bobber.
Like how I feel. It's like I cannot express that feeling in words though. But if you see me when I first sit on the bike, you will see a big smile on my face.
Right.
I think that would be the best answer which you can get. The
Yes.
expression when you ride the bike. I can't jot it down in words though, but you
Yes,
can
fair
see
enough.
my facial expression when I ride the bike.
You can only feel it. Yeah.
You'll get your answer.
Correct. You can't show it, but you can only feel
Feel
it.
it, yeah.
And it's difficult to explain that
True
sometimes. I totally get it. So, yeah, I love that. Thank you for joining us, Bhushan.
Thank
It
you
was
for
a
having
pleasure
me.
meeting you.
Pleasure.
Looking at your Bonneville Bobber, which is a super customized bobber that we have, I think, in Pune. So, yeah, I mean, we will
Still
see.
a couple of things to be done though. Once everything is done, I'll surely get it once again over here.
100%. Would love to see that. Looking forward to it. And to our listeners, if you have liked this podcast, which is For the Ride, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you on the next one.